is day number 15. So far I've done 190 miles. Yesterday was a fantastic 0 day. We went into Ashton and got some pizza and did some laundry. And we sat by the river for hours and hours and just watched people float by. It was like watching TV. It was really satisfying. Had a good dinner last night, and today the plan is to do more road walking. So plan is 17 miles to get to Patty Lake on Targhee National Forest land, and lots of road walking. So I'm gonna get moving here in the next hour or so and be a road warrior for one more day before I get back up into the mountains for really the duration of the trip. Lots of road walking today, but it's been pretty pleasant. There's a little bit of a breeze, and just seeing the Grand Tetons off in the distance has been pretty motivational. I'm excited to get back into the wilderness. I'll be getting back into Jedediah Wilderness probably tomorrow. But it's nice. I ran into a couple Great Divide mountain bike route travelers, a father-son combo that's going northbound, and had a good chat with them. But lots more miles to go, but things are looking pretty good, and it's kind of good cruising on this blacktop right now. Kind of exciting. I just turned left, so after 200 miles of pretty much going south, I've officially turned the corner, so I'm going east now. Super exciting. So I'm heading right now kind of towards the southwest corner of Yellowstone National Park, but I'll be going through the northern end of the Tetons. But feels like a pretty cool milestone. I'm officially going east. Still just walking along this dirt road. Got a really nice view of the Tetons kind of to the south of me. And just entered Targhee National Forest again after quite a bit of road walking just through some kind of like pasture land, lots of hay fields. But it instantly feels wild out here. I'll be camping along this road tonight, but tomorrow I'll actually get to a trail and be back on trail for a couple days, which I'm excited for. But definitely feels like I'm getting back into the wilderness. And ran into two guys on the Great Divide mountain bike route, and were talking about some bear sightings along the next few miles here. So paying attention, on point, and moving along. I shouldn't be too far before I get to Patty Lake, where I plan to camp. It's probably 2 or 3 miles from where I am right now. Good evening. Just wrapping up day number 15. Felt pretty good after a 0 day yesterday. Lots of road walking today, but did about 17 miles and didn't take too long, and I'm feeling pretty good. Camped just off of Grassy Lake Road, kind of south of the southwest corner of Yellowstone National Park right now. The road's only maybe 50 yards from where I'm sitting right now. So overall today went really well. Like it's hard, it's hard leaving Katie. It was hard kind of getting back on the trail after a 0 day as it generally is. But the scenery was gorgeous, some really good views of the Tetons and some nice breezes as I was walking through these open hay fields. So didn't get too hot, wasn't too exposed in the sun. It felt, for the most part, pretty comfortable. Ran into a couple Great Divide mountain bike riders. Kind of had a funny experience when I first pulled into this spot. I was just sitting down, as I am right now, kind of chilling, and like 30 motorcycles went by. Like a whole group of dirt bikes went by. You can probably hear a truck going by right now. And then after all those motorcycles went by, they turned around, they came right back into the spot where I'm sitting and just kind of hung out and were chatting. And I was kind of like, well, I'm going to camp here. You guys want to hang out? You want to have dinner with me? It was really awkward. But they eventually took off. It was just kind of a bunch of misfits, just having a good time out here, from like probably 40 years old all the way down to maybe 5. There's a tiny little guy kind of following them like half mile behind the whole crowd. So that was kind of funny, but things are good. It's early. I'm gonna have dinner and I'm gonna go to bed pretty early. Tomorrow's back on trail, won't be road walking. So I've got some road walking, but eventually I'll get to a trail, and I've got a big climb tomorrow to get up to Jackass Pass, which is right outside of the Tetons. So excited for that. So talk to you tomorrow.
Good morning and welcome to day number 16. Big day yesterday. I forgot to talk about it, I think, but crossed the 200 mile mark. The mileage for the trip is 207 miles. The plan for today is to keep walking along the road that's right out there, Ashton Flagg Ranch Road, I think for 8 or 9 miles before I turn off to Boone Creek. And Boone Creek is a trail that's going to take me up to right up to the boundary of Grand Teton National Park, and I'll camp right before I get into the park tonight. So it's somewhere around 15 miles or so, and that'll leave me 15 or so miles to get through the Tetons into Flagg Ranch, which is my next resupply for tomorrow.
Check this out. Just got to the 3rd state of the trip. Welcome to beautiful Wyoming. The road walk in Wyoming looks the same as it did in Idaho. Vid. This is pretty exciting. After 8 miles on the road, we have found a trail at the South Boone trailhead, and we'll be going into the Jedediah Smith Wilderness any minute here. So I started the climb up Boone Creek. It's pretty awesome. The creek is down behind me. I don't know if you can see it or not, but going through a pretty cool little area here. It's like a burn area, but there's all these big boulders and rocks, which are super cool. Definitely a fire came through here, but the terrain is neat. It's really nice to be back on trail. I don't even think I'm technically in the wilderness yet. I think I'm real close to the boundary, but it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing wolf tracks in the trail. I'm not an expert, but just there's only elk tracks and there's no people tracks, no horse tracks. So it just seems like it's likely that it's wolf, just because I'm not seeing any people tracks or horse tracks. So that's pretty awesome. Looking forward to getting up to the top of this thing and camping up here for the night. I'm kind of hoping I get high enough that I have a view of the actual, like the rest of the Teton range. It'd be awesome. Welcome to Jedediah Smith Wilderness. Cool old sign. So this is the creek bed that I was gonna get water out of today, and as you can see, it is dry as a bone, but it's still pretty cool because when the water flows right down through here and right off the edge of those rocks. So I'm kind of standing at the top of a dry waterfall, which is pretty sweet. Good evening. Welcome to day 16 wrap. Good day overall. Did probably about 9 miles of road walking, and then turned off Boone Creek, the South Boone Creek trailhead, into the Jedediah Smith Wilderness. Jedediah Smith, the parts I've seen are awesome. I'd love to come back and do kind of like a north to south loop or point to point along the Teton Crest Trail. Looks really sweet. But it was tough, big climb. They're like a 2,500 foot climb up near 9,000 feet now. And Survey Peak kind of right behind me. The other side of that is the Grand Teton National Park. So tomorrow morning, first mile or so, I'll be dropping down. I'm at a high point for the most part. I got a tiny bit of a climb, and then I'll be dropping down to Berry Creek in Teton National Park and following Berry Creek for a while before I start heading north again towards Flagg Ranch. So looking forward to that. Kind of highlights of the day. It just happened, so it's fresh on my mind, but I got my bear hang on the very first throw today, so I feel like there should be some kind of award for that. I was pretty excited. Been practicing a little bit. Other than that, things are good. Just making dinner right now, and looking forward to getting into Flagg Ranch tomorrow. So it's kind of like another town day. I just had one, but just logistically, I'm taking a day off at Flagg Ranch and resupplying for the 8-day leg through the Teton Wilderness and the thoroughfare, which is the southeast corner of Yellowstone National Park. So short leg this time, but looking forward to a relaxing day, and looking forward to getting to Grand Teton tomorrow.
Good morning and welcome to day number 17. Bugger going crazy this morning. So far for the trip, I've done 222 miles. The plan for today is to pop into Grand Teton, which is just about a mile from where I'm camped right now. And then I'm going to drop down to Berry Creek and follow Berry Creek for a while. Eventually kind of curving back to the north, back to Grassy Lake Road, and I'll have a short road walk to get into Flagg Ranch. And I rented a little like rustic cabin at Flagg Ranch, so I should have a comfortable night tonight and a day off tomorrow.
All right, slow going this morning. Just got to the boundary of Grand Teton National Park. This trail was just kind of junk. I couldn't find it for a while. I was going through a marshy area, but I made it up to the boundary, which is cool. There's a survey marker here. You got Grand Teton National Park, pretty sweet. That's from 1972. Saw my first sign of grizzly bear as well. There were some tracks in the trail. Looked like a pretty small one, but as you can see, it's just kind of like there's a trail, there's not a trail, there's a trail. Oh look, there's a trail. All right, first national park of the trip. Welcome to Grand Teton National Park. Just taking a little lunch break Tetons have been pretty slow going. It's pretty down here in the meadow, but it's hard to tell. But like up in here, that's all burn. I came down through burn, it's all exposed. Kind of hard to find the trail at a bunch of spots. Now I'm pretty much going south, which is that way. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going north, which is that way. And I'll be kind of following the Snake River for a while to get back to Grassy Lake Road. So I think I'm about halfway for the day. I redid the mileage and I think it's 18 total, 4 of which will be on the road at the very end of the day to get to Flagg. And I'm about halfway there. So take a little lunch break and get my energy back up, and then I'll cruise along the Snake River for 5 miles to get to the road, and then do that last 4 miles into Flagg Ranch, where, fingers crossed, I will be enjoying food and cold beverages. All right, big news. Section 2 GYE is done. I'm sitting outside of my little cabin that I got for 2 nights here in Flagg Ranch. 240 miles into the trip. Tomorrow's a logistics day, 0 day. So I'm just, after a long day in the sun, lots of fire today. So I was just like out in really exposed areas that had burned previously. So it was a lot of sun, pretty worn out. So I got a hydration plan going here. I got Gatorade. I'm gonna drink Dr. Pepper. Then I'm gonna drink probably more than one of these, and lots of water. But super excited to be here. I'm excited for a day off, and I'm excited to get kind of all geared up for this next leg, because this next leg's a big deal. It's 8 days through Teton Wilderness and through the thoroughfare of Yellowstone National Park. So I'm pumped for that, but I'm ready for a good night's sleep, and I'm gonna go get myself some food at the lodge, and I'm gonna take a shower, and I'm gonna get some laundry going. So do a little reset here and then hit the trail in 2 days.